I'm getting married soon, and one of the bridesmaids just said, I'm the type of guy to force himself into a drunk girl if she's co-ed. Now I want to force her out of my wedding, but she's my fiancé's friend. I'm fortunate enough to be engaged to the woman of my dreams. She's perfect in every way, and the wedding is currently scheduled for next June. Right now, along with my fiancé, I have a very close friend living with us. She was my roommate in college and basically family. 5 months ago, she found out she was pregnant. After being told her entire life that it was impossible for her to have kids, she was ecstatic. But her boyfriend, in case it comes up, he was also my roommate, and basically family wasn't. And he begged her to delete us, the fetus, essentially. She thought she'd never have another chance, but they were absolutely not in any position to raise a kid at the moment. Their relationship became very strained, and she ended up losing the baby when the stress overwhelmed her. 1 week later, she found out her boyfriend was having an emotional affair with a coworker. They broke up, and she also got into a massive fight with her family. Obviously, I moved her into my place as soon as possible, and while she was definitely struggling for a while, I'm glad to say she seems to be slowly healing. A few nights ago, my fiancé had some of her friends over, all of whom are bridesmaids. My friend joined them, and they all ended up getting pretty drunk. My fiancé falls asleep pretty fast when she's drunk, so I carried her up to our room and tucked her in so I could take care of everyone else. My friend at that point had started drinking heavily and looked kind of sick, so I walked her up to her bathroom and held her hair for about 20 minutes while she puked. When I figured she had enough out of her system, I left her to go check on the other girls and get them home. As I was walking down the steps, I heard one of her friends make a comment about me helping my friend up because I wanted to get in her pants. The other girls around her immediately told her off, and I just stood obstructed on the stairway, trembling in anger. I managed to calm down temporarily, came down and sent them all home in Ubers. I had offered to drive them before, but in all honesty, I felt so angry. I did not want to be in that position 3 days later, and I'm still angry. I genuinely don't ever want to be in the same room as this woman ever again, let alone have her 8 feet away as I say my vows. I haven't told my fiancé any of this yet, but I was planning to do so tomorrow as well, as request that her friend be at least removed from having a role, if not flat out uninvited to the wedding. Would I be the jerk for asking my fiancé to remove a bridesmaid? I just wanted to address some comments first. My fiancé and her friends do not have problems with drinking. My girl is a lightweight and none of her friends were blackout drunk or anything like that. Every girl not living in my house had 3 to 4 drinks that night. Enough that none of them were getting behind the wheel, but not enough that they were all massively hammered and completely out of control. My fiancé had maybe 3 drinks and fell asleep 30 minutes after. Not passed out, not blacked out, just fell asleep. My friend was the only one who drank heavily and puked. Second, I understand I'm being a little overly sensitive. The reality is, this entire situation has been harsh and crappy, for everyone involved in particular. I know I've been very defensive of my friend given her current situation with her family. And it is entirely possible some of this anger towards the bridesmaid was redirected from things my friend's sisters have said and done to her in recent history. All this being said, there is absolutely, positively nothing more between me and my friend, besides a deeply platonic relationship. I do not have romantic or intimate feelings toward my friend at all, nor am I insecure about society telling me I can't have women friends without wanting to sleep with them. I'm just worried about my friend who's still in a pretty bad place and feel very insulted that someone would insinuate I would be taking advantage of her in such a state. Update 1. So after I posted last time, it became pretty clear that I was the jerk. And regardless of whether I was overreacting or not, I had to talk to my fiancé immediately. So I went to talk to her about what I heard, and it turns out she knew about what was said. Literally, the morning after the entire friend group confronted the bridesmaid, who had really just intended to make a crash joke and was actually unaware of most of my friend's predicament. No one knew I heard it, so she only ended up apologizing to my fiancé and telling her she legitimately didn't mean to offend or imply in any way that I was cheating on her. I told my fiancé everything, showed her the post, and told her how it felt to be accused like that. Long story short, she got the friend to come over ASAP. There were a ton of apologies going around. I admit I overreacted to a comment and took it to mean the absolute worst possible way. It didn't make the comment any less horrible, and she did apologize profusely for how it came across. By the end of it, we were all good, I thought. That would be it. But the bridesmaid and the rest of the group actually took significant steps forward. My friend will hang out with people who come over, but in all honesty, she doesn't leave the house. Not that I blame her. The bridesmaid has taken charge along with the rest of the group, and they've all made surprise plans for them and my friend to do things my fiancé thinks everyone, especially my friend, will enjoy. In all honesty, I felt very slighted for the past half week. I wasn't sure how the situation would be resolved in a way that I'd be able to forgive this person for what they've said, but taking her own time and money to make someone I care about, who's suffering, feel better, is so much better than anything I could have imagined. Also, she brought cookies, and being angry and holding on to anger makes you really hungry. So, yeah, we're incredibly square. Thank you to those who legitimately criticized me.